Welcome to the Bombad Cast.
Someday we'll find it.
The rainbow connection. The lovers,
the dreamers,
and
me.
All of us under its spell. Williams, yeah!
Hey everyone, I'm horribly addicted to cocaine and wanting to be famous.
70s.
Big jokester over here.
Hey!
Jerry, you liking the new Doom? What do you think of it?
I fucking hate it. It's awful.
Apparently my bald spot.
No, I love it. I love it.
It's
It's
really
very
bad.
again. You look like you are about to open for Nirvana before they get really big or something.
Yes. Look at this Buck. Buck loves it. Fantastic. Y'all gonna make me cry. Oh my god, who's cutting onions? Like everyone weeping. Woke Kane, honest to Claude.
Honest to Claude?
Cocaine. Anyway, we do have a guest. Let's waste no time. And we put this, in the marketing. We've got a good friend. This is going to be a little bit of Jerry and I guiding our friend through some of the cut content of this famous movie.
Shit.
This movie, yeah, you don't do anything for this, by the way.
Shit.
You haven't ever. For those that don't know,
no,
complete waste of sperm. Should have been swallowed. But anyway. Let's bring in our guest, the one and only trivia loser.
Sorry.
Oh, you're watching a video? What were you watching?
Some shit about the Acolyte accidentally hit, not on purpose.
Oh, okay. Wait, what's going on with the Jared? Let's see if this guy's at the Acolyte premiere.
Is he?
No, I'm not. I didn't.
You're not?
I didn't slay Bestie enough, nor did I get ready with the Wookiee enough to make my way into the Acolyte premiere. I guess I got to use more AI. I gotta dance more. What else do I have to do? I gotta slay Bestie more. So
true, Bestie. So true.
I'm not at the moment. That's the moment, and I'm not at it.
No, this is the moment.
This is the moment.
Going on?
This is the tweet.
Is something happening right now?
Apparently, Jerry, there was a premiere that a lot of our cohorts got invited to, including people that we're good friends with, and I'm so glad they're there.
Oh, absolutely. There are people who unabashedly, passionately love Star Wars who are getting to live a moment that will stay with them forever. And I am beyond happy for them. Truly. There are a lot of people there who have a lot of good conversations. I just have some feelings about the direction that Star Wars has decided to take with the way it markets itself with lowest common denominator type stuff. But hey,
I love talking about this. Because Star Wars, as global as it is, there is still some niche markets. For a while, this was not a very liked movie among the populace. Had a re-release and it made, I think, like $20 million. So just showing it in theaters proves that the fandom, the fandom is still there. It still exists. Even if you can't attend a premiere or get a swagman. I never heard of that phrase, by the way. That's a new phrase to me.
That is not true.
Y'all are all speaking Greek to me. I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
You actually have no idea? A bunch of our contemporaries were very excited for the Acolyte, and so the official Star Wars Twitter page, this is not a joke. We're sending people packages to hype them up for the show. So
I do want to say, just as I saw she was in there, Kelly, y'all cooked.
Oh yeah.
Y'all cooked.
Oh yeah.
I got my my potathon prize. Very excited. I was flipping through this. I shouted Clayton out specifically because he signed it. But Kelly, I'm bringing this big boy to Japan, so you can sign this for me.
Yeah.
So I get both names in here.
Yes, love it. And you know what's funny? I'm excited to know what Kelly has coming out next. You know, we got the dad jokes book.
Dead book jokes.
It's a book.
Dead book.
No, but I do want to say I didn't know what swagman was. I'm not kidding. I heard of swag. I heard of getting swag from your local
Stuff we all get.
You do know swagman predates people getting sent stuff, right?
No, I really didn't know what this meant.
No, so people would
liberal
refer
thing?
to
We're
whomever
really gonna
runs
talk about this.
the Star Wars account as swagmen because like they were just so swaggy with the fun things they would post.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I thought swagman was like the swag you get.
No,
when you go to an AT&T
swagman
store.
predates people getting sent swag.
I'm gonna be honest.
We're
I
talking
thought it
about
was.
swag
I thought it
as
was a
opposed
fucking
to-
Pokemon. That's
We're
what I thought
talking
it was.
swagman is like swagger as opposed to
Okay.
like swag as in like things you got.
Okay.
They just happen
Oh,
to swagman.
okay.
Oh,
Just
here we go.
happen
Here
to
we go.
do-
Is
yeah.
it not Star Wars admin swagman? I think people
Ooh.
are doing with a G.
I see G.
I think it started with Swadman, and then people
Look at
changed
Buck.
it to Swagman because
Buck.
they were so swaggy.
I think part of it stems from jealousy that a lot of our peers are at a premiere, and also that people
Not
we are
jealous of
contemporaries with. You're not.
Yeah,
I
shit
sure as
about
fuck am. I would love to be at that premiere. Just being honest. And it's not like we haven't earned it. Also saying that out loud, but that's just me being a little sour bitch. Jerry, you haven't done anything though. That's why you're not there. What's the famous line? It was look at where you're at and look at where I'm at.
Are you talking to me? I was watching a She-Hulk
This-
video. Sorry.
Oh, was that She-Hulk hulking out in the 90s in the cult
Yeah.
cartoon? Yeah. I
Yeah,
can tell.
nerd.
anyway.
God, you are a
Um,
nerd.
How many of y'all do like looking at deleted scenes? I do.
I
actually
love
mean
them.
This.
I
Do you
love
really?
them. I think I recently became accidentally Star Wars Twitter's character of the day this week
Oh, God.
because I was talking about how I. That is amazing.
Woo, Dylan. Thank you,
Cocaine
Dylan.
and dreams, baby. Cocaine and dreams.
Woo.
I people I guess think that I hate Revenge of the Sith now. Which
Oh
is not
yeah.
true, which is
Hold
not
on, Jerry.
true.
Don't
You
get
do, though.
distracted. Did you hear about this? Were you? Because Jerry's been kind of silent.
seen
in
this?
our-
Have you heard
in our
about
group
this?
Chat.
No,
Yeah,
I
this is the
kind of
first
like. I kind of decide to just not be present in life most of the time. 99.9% of the time, I am not present in life. But please explain to me your little trifles, please.
I'll pull it
Listen.
up.
What happened was I made a joke on Twitter about how people who hate the sequel, like virulently hate the sequel trilogy and love Revenge of the Sith in a really weird way, tend to be weirdos.
I have to pull it
And
up.
I became Star Wars Twitter's character of the day because of it by accident. So that said, allow me to be the first to say I think Revenge of the Sith has my favorite batch of deleted scenes. Because of the amount of times Shock T dies, that's just deeply funny to me.
Jesus.
I love Shock T. It's just funny that she just dies like 8 times in the movie.
There's
yeah.
the tweet, by the way. I'll read it. It says, so the original tweet says, Victor Wimbanyama is a huge Star Wars fan. First purchase was with his NBA check was reportedly $150 Millennium Falcon set, Lego set. Favorite Star Wars was Revenge of the Sith. Empire Strikes Back is in his top 3 films. Doesn't count the sequel trilogy as Star Wars. Okay. And then Jared said, I don't know shit about basketball, but a CT hater plus Revenge of the Sith at number 1 is the reddest of flags. 2,000 likes, 400 replies. Oh yeah, it's
Wait, a like can get more than 100 likes. A tweet can get more than 100 likes. Excuse me.
But yeah, so I just want to say,
Really?
Revenge of the Sith has my favorite batch of deleted scenes between Padme literally giving birth to the rebellion.
yeah.
Like that's one of my favorite things about Star Wars is that she with like the what was it, like the collective of 1,000 or whatever the hell it was called.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That it was like and then she literally obviously gives birth to Luke and Leia. that it feels super like it's a beautiful connection. Plus the cool, you know, stuff with like Anakin and Obi-Wan on the invisible hand. I love me some Star Wars deleted scenes. I love the Revenge of the Sith ones as well, especially. But there's some heaters in Phantom Menace as well.
Yeah.
Yes, there are, and we're gonna watch them right now.
Delegation.
I want to say a few things to this. I grew up watching the VHS version of this movie, so I didn't know these deleted scenes existed until I had the privilege of getting the DVD and Blu-ray much later. So I like really watched this probably until like 2008. Like I didn't really get the DVD set because I was starting to learn to play guitar, and I was like, Star Wars is not my jam anymore. But
No, man, I can't get
Jerry,
you
what
some
about
Star Wars.
what about you? I'm sure you got the DVD in like 2001. And I know you like behind the scenes as much as we all do here.
Yeah, so I remember getting the DVD for this. Like I remember getting specifically Attack of the Clones on DVD before I got Revenge of the Sith on the brain now. Thanks to was it a French basketball player or something? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know shit about basketball.
It is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, so I remember getting it and watching it, and like, for one thing, they added like they did a special edition on the Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace you saw in theaters is not the one that was
not
played
the
in
same one.
1999.
And it's not the same as this one either.
The guy going Chuba, not in there.
Not in there.
It's not
Neither
in the
is
original
Gascano throwing stuff.
No,
that's not in the original cut either.
Yeah. There's a lot of Anakin losing one of his tubes.
Not in there. Yeah.
And spinning. Not in there.
Not in there.
Yeah, well, see, okay, I don't know. Are we that's one that we know about. We're going over like some that
we're gonna watch the known ones, but we want to have that be like a lead in.
I don't look at any show notes. I don't give a shit.
No, there is none. But we're gonna look at the lead in to what makes this so much deeper, like including things that are like genuinely forgotten from these. By the way, so I want to say these sources are not like, you know, small interviews. Like there is whole concept art in this actual thing that is completely, you know, abandoned. Like the part where TC-14's walking up, there's a whole conversation in this illustrated script between these two droids whose names are PK4 and EG9, and they have entire dialogue and they have entire moments.
I want the PK and EG cut. I want them.
Too.
I want the cuts.
You know, but there's also like other pod racers and really weird moments that are completely forgotten about. Like, watch how violently Jabba spits the head of that frog.
No, that's the patooey. That is a patooey if I've ever seen one.
Oh, right, a patooey. Mm-hmm. But like also, and it's all in the concept art. Some of these things were actually shot, like Darth Maul and Qui-Gon fighting on the actual Naboo cruisers. Like,
okay.
Launch pad or whatever you call it. But anyway, another source, of course, is the visual dictionary, and there's one really.
I got that right over here
that I'm going to show on screen real quick. That we're going to, of course, look at later. There's quite literally a canary in the coal mine, like actually a canary in the coal mine scene for when the poison gas seeks into the actual room there with Qui-Gon. Like, look, here you go. Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually, Scotty, I believe it's called a Rinkari.
It's a Rinkari. Look, there it is.
Rinkari bird.
Nemoidian bird cage. Like that's a real thing with a real macaw or some shit. So like, that's all actually shots, but we'll never see it. So like, for those that don't know, to also give some more context, Ahmed Best, a few others have said there is a 6-hour cut of this movie. 6 entire hours. So just keep that in mind as we go through this. So there's a lot of things that, of course, were axed and then put in here. Thank you everyone for joining this evening. But we got a high count of live viewers right now. This makes me very happy. I know a lot of y'all are probably the same little bit of jealousy that you're not at the Acolyte premiere with a bunch of our friends. But just know I'm glad to see you here with us tonight. It does mean the world to us. So who's ready to watch some mother trucking deleted scenes? We're gonna watch them. Look at the weird stuff. All right, here we go. This one we're all very much aware of. I'm sure all of us have seen this deleted scene.
Very
I'm
much.
gonna move Jared in the middle. So it's the one where, and I always like the logic behind this, that Naboo does have a waterfall, but for some reason the planet's core like leads them to a spot where water is moving a really weird direction. I don't know. I think it's kind of a cool scene. So we're gonna watch it.
I was gonna say this is one of those good old fashioned waterfall / cliff out of nowhere, right?
Yes.
Like an indie movie.
Mm-hmm. And but you see the waterfall, so I just don't know if the direction's flowing correctly. Like, I don't know. We'll watch it.
Let's see.
Get this thing started.
Again, all shot in the back lot on a big like tank.
Yeah.
I love Georgia just panicking. He can swim, the best swimmer. And he's just like in an uproar.
He's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
And then watch Oh, look at this. Hey, Jared, one of the finest competitors anyone could ask for. Wow, it must be nice. Oh, look at that. Here we go.
See, Brennan's talking about you and me, right?
No, he said Jared because I do still have the best record in the league,
Oh, okay. Yeah, you need it. You need it right now, I guess.
or at least the most wins.
Misa coming.
I've never been beat.
More fish.
Look at that.
He is hauling ass.
He is.
He's like, he remembered he could swim at that point.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
I got it.
I just want to bring up one thing because again, it is confusing as to physics-wise why that's all happening.
Yeah.
Star Wars, I don't care.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I think is funny. I'm like 90% sure it would have been a big delay on their timetable. I'm like 90% sure that fall would not have killed any of them.
No.
Like if they were in the bongo, like impact and metal and like that could be lethal.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is if they were able to get on top of it the way they clearly did and jump and aim their fall, all three of them could survive this.
Yeah, like look.
Like this is roughly the same distance Obi-Wan falls straight onto his shoulder during the Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
When he gets donked
Jar Jar does
by Darth Maul.
Jar Jar does a full swan dive into shallow water at the beginning, you know?
Oh, and it does break apart. I mean, I don't know if you'll have noticed. It does indeed.
Yeah, like there's
break apart.
rocks there, but I'm just saying, like, I'm sure they could have aimed their fall, cushioned it with the Force.
Yeah.
Jar Jar, again, like, you know, is amphibious, so I'm sure, like, you know, he could aim that straight down, or Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon could like slow his descent with the Force, because I'm sure they'd land first. I'm not here to litigate like bombers in space or any nonsense like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this was more a matter of convenience than life or death, in my opinion.
Makes sense. And you can see too here, like it's cut for the right reasons, you know, like this doesn't really add anything. It's useless tension, because what happens is they get out the bongo, then it cuts to, I believe, the Trade Federation again, or no? I think maybe it cuts to
something.
Yeah,
I think they start to cut over to Padme being escorted to the scene I was complaining about last week from the Obi-Wan game.
Yes. And look, we can watch a little bit more of it. Again, really cool shot, obviously in Italy, and like it's what I love this shot.
This is an establishing shot for like the beginning of a level of the Obi-Wan game, like that specific fountain.
Oh, really? Okay, that makes
and that courtyard. Yeah, like
I love seeing Theed from the side too. It's kind of interesting.
God, I love Theed so much.
Okay, now this one I love. Tatooine at sunset, which we don't really get until Revenge of the Sith. Oh no, I'm sorry. Attack of the Clones when Anakin's going, speeding.
Yeah,
there's also this like one scene that most people forget about in A New Hope where Luke Skywalker's staring longingly into the sunset, but that's a forgettable one.
I don't really.
That's not chronological. Wait, what are you talking about? Chronologically, that hasn't happened yet. Okay. Chronological.
Man, Padme's walking like them shoes hurt.
Especially important today. Hello, Miss Padme. I hope you're about finished.
I believe those are just booties.
Anakin passed out.
Your mother wants you to come in and clean up. We have to leave soon.
Isn't it funny that so this is in the morning? Okay, I'm sorry. This is probably like dawn. So
Did
like,
Anakin sleep outside overnight?
I guess so. Well, no, they had that scene. They had that scene of him going to bed. So maybe he woke up early.
Listen,
then he got
C-3PO
tuckered out,
sleeps in
fell
his
back
bed.
asleep.
C-3PO sleeps in his bed. Where's he gonna sleep? You know,
That's true.
I won't be long.
A really weird, like CGI kidster in the back is kind of
Qui-Gon?
unsettling.
Jar Jar
it's like Force
freaking
Ghost
creepy.
Kidster.
left already. They're with Watto at the arena. Okay.
But with Watto at the arena, damn. So this is Qui-Gon's already walked over there.
After all, we want this to be the shiniest pod racer.
This part's cool. So this
to
is
be the shiniest pod racer.
I really like this because this is shows like what they do with the wreckage.
Yeah.
I wish they would have kept that in. Oh, this is also
is this
I
him
remember-
beating the shit out of Greedo? Let's
Yes.
go!
Yeah.
look at Wall.
The
Look at Wall in the
shit
back.
Oh, that shit-eating grin of his.
So good. Look at him. I like this because it kind of shows his aggression. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, this is our only peek at like Anakin's darker side
all
in the
about?
movie.
He said I cheated.
Did you?
No.
You still think he cheated? Well, Annie, you know the truth. You'll just have to tolerate his opinion. Fighting will not change it.
Chispa Bocupa Grido, Inagua Co Crespa Crita.
Oh, that's freaking.
Ah,
Clearly
Huh?
Warwick Davis.
That is Warwick Davis. That's actually really cool. I never noticed that. Wow.
It's so, man, full screen me.
Oh God, don't do this. We can't have
oh,
time
great.
for this.
Take a knee.
Do you have any idea how angry people would get today if that was in a Star Wars?
What?
Like, you better be careful, Greedo. If you fly off half cocked, it's gonna get you hurt one day.
Oh
If that
yeah.
was in a
yeah.
Star
You're gonna
Wars show
you might
today-
end up burnt on a table.
There would be like 13 Collider articles and like 45 Screen Rant articles before noon the next day
Does
about
have
Star
a
Wars is
marketing
only
problem?
about Star Wars and referencing itself. Like, oh, it'd be beautiful.
See, I do like this line though. I think it's great. I love it's Wald saying the nice Rhodian.
Bagrido, Inagua Co Crespa Crita.
That's how I run
I'm
out of the
free.
studio when I lose an EC match.
Crying.
Here, buy yourself a cooling unit with this. Or
Cooling
else I'll
unit.
worry about you.
Can I give you a hug?
Sure.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, I'll miss you, honey. You're the kindest boy in the galaxy. You take
I love how
care.
he's on his way to become
Okay,
a Jedi,
I
and that's when he
will.
rocks Greedo's shit.
Oh yeah, it's all within a few
Like,
moments.
I forgot about this
I'm
part.
gonna come
where
back
he
here and
talks-
beat your ass.
I forgot about this part where he talks to Jira. Like, I fully thought this was in between Anakin getting freed and him finding out he's going to leave with Qui-Gon. I thought this. I misremembered this as a Qui-Gon walking him home
Yeah.
and to have the conversation with Shmi. So it's even funnier. He's like, "I'm gonna be a Jedi." Hey, Greedo, bring your punk ass over here. Like,
Go get yourself a cooling unit. I worry about you. We'll kick your fucking
that
ass.
truly is. That is Anakin Skywalker to a T.
Yeah.
Like that.
Now
Like
this-
it is the duality of like you came at me sideways, so I'm gonna beat the dog shit out of you. And then immediately, hey, buy an AC, please. Because I worry about you.
Now,
Both
this
of
part-
those are so true about him, and it's just perfect.
It does echo really well later as well, you know, because when
Yeah.
he comes back to Tatooine, he's that same little boy, but he treats Watto, you know, kind of harshly. I don't know, it's nice. Here we go.
Hey, Qui-Gon, you hear that ominous music?
What is it?
The probe droid. Very unusual. Not like anything I've seen before. Come on.
They run the whole way back. That's a long run.
No wonder Anakin's gassed by the time they get there.
Oh yeah, he's white.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Sure, I'm tired. Wow.
Alderaan, by the way. This is the representative from Alderaan.
Bail
Some people
Organa
have not seen
Carlson.
this. I can tell you, some people have not seen this, and there's other scenes that some people have not seen from this that I'm going to reveal. I think it's the last deleted scene. If it is, I'm going to start there.
This is a Matt Gates ass.
Does anyone notice the little cameo? By the way, there's an incredible cameo in this scene.
I couldn't see.
Watch.
Has
Look
it
at
happened yet?
the lady sitting right there.
Who is it? I can't see. Is it
Doesn't
like
matter who it
Mon-
is. Look at her hair. Apparently, it's an Alderaan.
Oh, is that Mon Mothma?
No. Nope. Doesn't matter who it
just
is.
like
Look at the hair.
She's
got the Leia buns.
Alderanian.
Oh, okay.
She's
I
wearing
say my
Alderanian
monitor's right there, so
garb.
I can't. Oh, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
she's got Leia buns, which is really
kind of
cool.
like in the Clone Wars, they have a lot of them wearing that Leia stuff as well in the stuff. Yeah.
Alderaan seconds the motion for a vote of no confidence in Chancellor Valorum.
Which is great. It really that actually fits with Bale's character as well. And I love that George was thinking that far ahead of like, oh, well, we can put Leia's, surrogate.
Yeah.
Leia's adoptive dad in here in some capacity. And I don't like this look at all. I hate this look. I kind of like
with
more darker complected people and
he looks like he looks like he has a yacht that an orca wants to destroy. Like,
oh yes, exactly.
I also love the little detail that like George just offhandedly decided to make, where he's like, because whenever Panaka comes into the room, he's like, Bailey Antilles. So like George also went, on Alderaan, men take the wife's name. Moving on. Just like offhandedly was just like boom.
Yep.
Like it's so cool that it's like, yeah, he's Bailey Antilles, and then he takes Brea's last name. It's so cool.
So this part's pretty awesome right here, by the way. I watched this earlier. I'm almost positive that's Dangleweed. I'm almost positive it's the exact Dangleweed from the scene with Steven Spielberg. Because, like, look at the way
the droid command ship's been destroyed, Your Highness. Look.
Does the arm come off?
I think that's Dangleweed. Look.
It's gonna be good.
FaceTime. It's
Now,
gonna be
Vice
great.
Roy, you're gonna have to go back to the Senate to explain all this.
Fake fan. It's gonna be great.
That's so funny.
This one's weird. So this is the moment where we figure out that it's Anakin who saved the day. And this is the scene Ben Burtt is talking about in the beginning where he's like, you go from lamenting the death of your master, then to the Anakin's little comical beat with returning back to Naboo. He goes, it's just too much. And that's when George goes, it really boggles the mind.
Well, we're all accounted for.
Watch here.
So in places flew that ship.
I'm not gonna get in trouble, am I?
That's 90s as fuck. That's just so
I'm not gonna get in trouble,
90s.
am I?
Both of the bets off.
No pod is worth two slaves.
The same special
not
effects
by
as the
a long
Frighteners.
shot. One slave or nothing.
The boy then.
I don't think so. The boy isn't for sale. Well,
So that's
Yeah,
where
it's
we're
like
at.
an alternate. It has like an alternate take. I like that a lot. One of the things I really like about the Qui-Gon Maul little button.
I love the Frighteners.
That I do wish it was in the movie because Qui-Gon gets back onto the Nubian and he's gassed.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is like out of breath, red in the face, exhausted from like a 3-minute skirmish in the desert.
Yeah.
I really wish they showed him being able to finesse Maul off the ramp. Cause I don't know. It shows that he is like a worthy opponent of Maul.
Yeah.
Like I like that little beat that he's able to get the upper hand on him. And it shows that, and it also shows how much of a strategic genius Maul is.
Mm-hmm.
That he's like, okay, you ran out of gas, so I'm gonna make you run a marathon to fight me.
Yes.
I love that little button there. I know I get hung up on like trying to divine characterization out of combat, but like, that little bit, I really wish it was in there because it shows that Qui-Gon can hold his own against Maul, and he's not just getting stage managed during the Duel of the Fates like Maul's making.
Oh yeah, no, I agree, and I do like that it kind of does rush the interaction between Obi-Wan and Anakin. You know, it doesn't make them have a whole character beat like they only have the very end of the movie. You know what I mean? Because like if he had come back on feeling normal, it would be more like, you know, oh, this is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He does the well, no, it's like, you know, you're a Jedi too? That's sick, or that whatever the hell he says, I forget.
Yeah.
What does he say?
Pleased to meet.
Pleased to meet you. Okay, so love this. The Force Sonet's a site obviously very popular in the late 90s. I use this site to do my midichlorians research video essay. So if you haven't watched that yet, go watch that. But when you see this, it is this person's documentation of everything that came out from these books to everything else, Joshua Griffin, on what was left on the cutting room floor. So they said, see a picture in Insider's Guide that didn't make the cut. Do you remember reading about the rumored spoiler and then not seeing it TPM? Seeing something cool in illustrated screenplay, reading about it on a website. There's plenty of it. Send it in and report today. This article, I believe, I don't know if there's an exact date. It is definitely from that era. And there's some really weird things too that I'm very excited to share with y'all as well. But
like for example, that image in the graphic up top, I have seen that picture of Qui-Gon holding Obi-Wan's lightsaber so many times that I've seen the Phantom Menace so many times that I have completely forgotten that that's not in the movie.
It's not. Yeah, and that's the funny thing too. And it's all about the power being out on it, which is something we don't see that much in Star Wars ever. This one's cool. This one's before R2 had, you know, the thruster in I guess engines on his little legs. It was actually on the front of his body, two of them in the front, one in the back, and then in the beginning there's just one in the front and one in the back, which I don't know how he would fly with that, but he falls off the ledge on Coruscant. He literally falls off the ledge on Coruscant and then he goes back up. And oh no, this page is gone. So there was a page that had the actual drawing that Doug did. And look, here you go, Jared. Qui-Gon versus Maul edits. You can see it right here. There are photographs in the next cut from the official site, for example. I wonder if we can actually get to the official site still. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't have anything on here. It just got, this page is not fully armed and operational. It's gone. It's been wiped. But yeah, like
it's too bad.
There are certain parts. Jira speaks to Anakin. All of these things you see were obviously Nana made available like they are now. So it's really kind of interesting to see these really rough and early screenshots. The Bail Organa one. This is from another book I have. It's from the it's like a giant script book that I have. But it has
that Bail Organa just looks like he wants to yell at a server.
Oh, good lord. Look, more weapons from Sebulba.
These drinks will be calmed, said Bail Organa.
More weapons for Sebulba.
I'm Bail Organa.
The flamethrower, which we do see, of course, in one of the deleted scenes from the pod race on Disney Plus. So you can go watch those. We just want to get copyright attacked. Gascano has Comtech lines. All of them do. One of them says Gascano wins. Very interesting. A Gungan prodding. Observant readers will know that the Quamadal asked Boss Nass to help fight the traitor to the rest of the Gungan, begging Boss Nass lines. Didn't make it. Okay. Oh, the rest of the Gungans begging Boss Nass to agree to the alliance. That's interesting. That'd be cool. Okay.
Oh, so like by the time she gets there, a bunch of Gungans are like, yeah, we need to team up.
Yes. This one is wild. We've seen this in the coloring book. It's when Jar Jar kisses Obi-Wan. Do you know what we're talking about? Have y'all seen that one?
No.
Hold on. I think it's
Obi-Wan.
I think it's actually Qui-Gon, but there's a shot of Jar. There's a coloring book of Jar Jar kissing someone. Hold on. Kissing Qui-Gon, maybe?
He's kissing Padme right there.
I don't know. Where is it?
No,
look, there it is.
Rule 34 this.
I'm not. There it is right there. That's in the coloring book.
I remember we used that for a little bit, for a smidge at the very beginning of our podcast.
Oh my God, we
do you remember that?
You're right. Wow, that's
very funny.
Padme's contact lines. I've been trained in defense.
Two in the front, one in the back.
You're You're vulnerable. How do you know so much? These drunk leaders must have a weakness. So like, there's obviously cut lines. Qui-Gon and Shmi, the one of where Qui-Gon is touching Shmi's shoulder. So yeah. Let's see.
That's so cool. It's
He's
it's
gonna
just
use
so many
tongue.
little bits of characterization that like I just absolutely love.
Yeah, this is of course the showdown. We've seen this before. I showed it earlier, but Darth Maul, and we see it in the deleted scene we just watched. You see it happen. CPO, CPCPO,
PCPO.
This is weird.
Hello.
Will remember the first meeting of the protocol droid CPO. Remember him introducing it, and then Padme telling him the most protocol droids have a number. Anakin asks what her favorite number is, and I guess 3. And he makes a few changes to screwdriver, and boom, I am C3PO, human cyborg relations. How may I help you? Wow, I did not know about that one.
I think that's super cute because of the amount of children I've met who can't say C3PO and just say CPO.
CPO.
I'm not even kidding. My grandmother can't say his name.
Wow.
That's like her favorite character. Like
well,
I love.
Jack, neither.
I love that little bit there. It's so cute.
Oh, look at this. Okay. Jabba had more lines. Welcome to celebrate the conclusion of the Bunta-E festivities. We have contestants from far reaches of the galaxy. Okay. Oh, look, here's the air conditioner thing we just watched. A cool Sidious lines. A neat line of Sidious near the beginning of the film threatening the Nemoidians was cut. I like how they spelled Nemoidians. Nemoidians. In fact, the first line, you seem more worried about the Jedi than you are of me. Threatening and convincing. Neato. Oh, these are the droids I was telling you all about.
Deeply Connor coded with the Nito at the end.
Nito. Kill myself.
So these are these like Tag and Bink that everyone is always clamoring for?
Pretty much. And we'll actually see a scene where they had the real post, like the actual how do you say it? They had the puppets for these already made, and you can actually see the puppets in a different area. Qui-Gon thinks Anakin is too old. When Qui-Gon first talked to Shmi about Anakin's special powers, Qui-Gon says in the screenplay he cannot help Anakin because he's too old. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You're an old
Yoda
fart.
smiles. Yoda goes through his fearly anger speech. Anakin, if you could just continue. And he says, yes. Yoda smiles back at him. It was just a rumor, but it would have been cool to see Yoda smile. Yeah. Would have liked that too, making Yoda a little more human. And I agree. Yoda was way too stern in this movie. Jar Jar.
I do like that idea.
Don't get this guy started.
But I do think that there's a again, it's very Anakin Skywalker for someone to be like, "Hey, you're scared," and for him to immediately go, "No, I'm not," and the other person go, "Okay." Like that is so Anakin that like his response to being told, "We can tell you're afraid," and that fear is going to like work against you in our eyes. That he immediately is like, "Okay, well then I'll stop being afraid."
Yeah.
And he kind of barks back at Yoda. Like that's really cool. I love that.
This, I don't know where this is from, but I'll read it. It says more about Anakin's foreshadowing dream. Another entire scene where Anakin relates to Padme in his dream, where she was leading this tremendous army. Definitely foreshadowing device. Definitely for TPM and possibly episode 2. Padme returns to something to the effect of, I hope not. I hate fighting. Interesting look into the next prequel, methinks. The shot is sent from Jaina and is rumored to be the place where Anakin tells her about the dream, which is when he wakes up. So that's possible. It could have happened if that was cut, because
God, I wish they would have kept that like every movie is building on Anakin having these visions come true. That, like, he has a reason. Like he has a reason to be as like freaked out as he is by his visions of his mother, and then obviously the ones he's having with Padme by the end.
Isn't that cool?
I'm really glad that they left out the part though at the end of the dream where Anakin's teeth start falling out though, because that would have been that's a bridge too far for me.
I agree.
What is Jar Jar's safe word, by the way? Whoopee uppy.
Whoopee uppy.
Whoopee uppy.
Padme before the pod race kisses Annie in the cheek and tells him, "You carry all of our hopes." And he responds, "I won't let you down." And maybe it's the transition. Can we trust the fate of our boy that we hardly know? To the scene, I do like that. Valorum's confrontation of Palpatine. Oh, there's a scene just after the vote for no confidence by Amidala in the Senate chambers where Valorum confronts Palpatine after Queen's speech. He talks about betrayal and how he thought that Palpatine supported him in the position of leadership. Definitely points to where Palpatine will become very good in the future episodes. Betrayal, who would have helped this scene and added more depth to the shallow Valorum, which I do agree with.
Yeah, especially like, and here's another thing that I totally missed for a while until like, you know, rereading Darth Plagueis earlier this year.
Yeah.
That like Palpatine even says like these baseless accusations of corruption of Chancellor Valorum. And it's like that is a massive plot line in the Plagueis book, is that like all of this weird accounting keeps coming up in Chancellor Valorum's public records. And he sincerely is like, I don't understand where this is coming from, man. Like, please, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why my books are cooked like this. And like, and seeing Palpatine get to be like, yeah, funny that. Anyway, make sure you tidy up my office on your way out.
Pretty much. I do like that. That's something too, like, I feel now as an adult, I would have liked more politics. As a kid, I probably wouldn't have felt that same exact way because I didn't care about Valorum. I just knew that it would lead to the next thing with, you know, Palpatine's, I guess, step to
his ascent to power.
Yeah, his ascent to power. So there's a couple ones that we just saw. Bongo in the waterfall. Obi-Wan's head comes out of the swamp. This is a very famous one. You see this in the beginning where Obi-Wan pops out the water and goes back in. And you can see it right here. You know, that's the shot of it. Another Maul line. Maul had some more dialogue. Oh, don't worry, I'm coming for you too, which is very weird.
What's this? Wait.
It says Saruman the chef.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were going to start.
It's okay.
I apologize.
No, that's a great line too. While the Jedi and Maul are stuck between the security barriers in the final duel, Maul tests his saber on the shield like the movie, but after he looks at Qui-Gon, he says and smiles, saying, "Oh, don't worry, I'm coming for you too." Quite an interesting line.
God, that's so fucking scary.
Isn't that cool?
My God. That's like we talked about it because you know, Scotty, this is after your generator exploded. What we were talking about in the Obi-Wan game. Maul has like an anime villain line before you fight him in the game. It's like after he bodies Qui-Gon and he like gets right on top of the laser gate and he's like, oh, how does he say it? He's like, I hope you're more of a challenge than your master. I'm somewhat disappointed in him. And like right before the gate comes down to like getting Obi-Wan's head. So like I really do wish we got more of that menacing Maul stuff because like a line like "Don't worry, I'm coming for you too" is Ray knew immediately where I was going. He listens to so much TNAP, I've completely rotted his brain. I apologize. But
TNAP brain rot.
No, exactly. It's all Alex Jones and Cookie Coffee there. But like that. But like that is so cohesive with the way Maul speaks in animation now. That like he speaks in somebody rolling for intimidation all the time.
Oh yeah.
So I love that. Don't worry, I'm coming for you too. Like, oh God, that would have been so good.
This is interesting too. Obviously, we just watched this whole moment, but someone's speculating on here. How did Anakin get that cut on his arm that Qui-Gon then, you know, gets the midichlorians from? That's an interesting. I never thought about that, but I'm sure just working on the pod racer. That's what I would assume.
Or getting in a knife fight with Greedo.
Look how cool this is. This is obviously before the deleted scenes were even released. Like it's the exact. You know what I mean? It's word for word. Keep us upgraded, and you're going to come to a bad end. Like it's kind of incredible. I don't know. I love that. The fact that they could get it then. You know? Padme and sleeping Anakin. There's a cut just before the pod race where Anakin's sleeping next to the pod. Oh, that's what we just watched. This is exactly what we just watched.
Yeah.
You were leading. Oh, look, here's the line. He wakes up and says, "You were in my dream. You were leading a huge army in a battle. I hope not. I hate fighting," she replies. That brings in the pacifism in Amidala, ability to see the future in Anakin, then shows the beginning to really care about him. I think the scenes between Annie and Ami. That's freaking hilarious. I never thought about that.
Annie and Ami.
Annie and Ami. More development of the good characters.
That's-
Critical appeal.
That's what they called themselves. Aniami was their couple name,
I
according
am
to
so excited to
Captain
read
Typho.
whatever has to do with Darth Maul falling down the reactor shaft.
I don't think it's that crazy, but it says this: alternate versions of the ending. There was some confusion just after the movie was released here in the U.S., where the film had two endings. One ending had a complete Maul fall to the bottom of the pit, where the other had Maul split into two. Looks like this was one scene that was supposed to be cut and wasn't. Oops. If you want to read the original postings on the subject here or use a search engine to find similar posts, it was determined that the problem was due to ILM and LFL wondering if splitting Maul would be too graphic for a PG rating, so both endings were prepared. Interesting.
I will pay top dollar to see Darth Maul fall down that shaft in one piece.
Well, let's see if we can find it.
Oh,
the
that's
page
so
is gone.
cool.
The
That
page
is
gone.
so cool. Oh, but again, that's another thing. Like, if they keep that, if that becomes like Star Wars deleted scene lore,
Yeah.
where, like, that changes so much about Maul's characterization. I don't like. Can you bring
Mhm.
Maul back? Because like the only way you can bring him back is if he has to survive an insane injury, and that's what makes his return so terrifying.
Oh, of course.
Is that this man came back from the dead? Like,
Mhm.
oh man, that's so cool.
This is.
I was
interesting,
expecting. I'm sorry, I'm bringing up the game again.
It's okay.
No, because in the way the fight ends in the Obi-Wan game, and I know the game came after, is like you score that final blow on Maul, and he reels back, and he's like holding his belly, and
I did not know that.
And he goes, "You win," and then Obi-Wan force pushes him, and on impact from the force push, he then splits apart and then falls down.
Oh, that's wild.
It's
I did
very
not know
Mortal
that.
Kombat that he like cuts him, and Maul is clearly like, "Oh God, I'm in two pieces right now," and
Yeah.
like can feel that something's missing. And then on the force push is like legs and top part falling down.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I like for a moment there, I was like, did Obi-Wan like force push him down? Because then that makes Obi-Wan do it like that. That makes what Obi-Wan does have a little bit more spice to it. Because like he's kind of throwing Maul's force push back in his face. He's like, later.
I don't know, but that's the worst case of cut in half I've ever seen.
Oh, look at this.
What is
Oh, I
this? I'm
can't
sorry.
find it. Okay, no, it's okay. This is Jar Jar. This is how we were supposed to be introduced to him. He's eating a clam. He is eating a clam. That was supposed to be our introduction to Jar Jar.
This looks like the one image on a creepypasta.
Yeah, and then he was stuck. Then he was stuck.
He's
under the...
stuck in someone's uterus.
Yes, that's. But
this is
but
Jar
yeah.
Jar in this Squid Lake.
Ooh, they saw ovulating.
Oh, whoa! Wasn't there originally a scene where Obi-Wan cuts off his braid and weaves it into Anakin's hair? Actually, this was rumored, but never made it into the final draft or script. It is implied certainly at the end of the movie where Anakin has a Padawan braid and Obi-Wan's is cut off. What? Why have I never
Hold on.
noticed that?
Can you imagine?
Seriously,
Like,
yeah,
that
Obi-Wan
hell?
doesn't have a braid anymore. That's one of those few moments that I'm so surprised we've never gotten in canon or Legends. That
I've
there isn't
never
a
noticed
moment
that.
where Obi-Wan's braid is cut. Because that would have to mean that, like, because the entirety of the Jedi Council is present for Qui-Gon's funeral.
Yeah.
That like after that, like I would very much like to believe that room where Obi-Wan's like bickering with Yoda about Anakin
Mm-hmm.
is that is either because I think Obi-Wan still has the braid during the conversation, is that he and Yoda have a conversation and then Yoda brings everybody in to then do the whole like the right of the council and the will of the Force. You are Jedi, Knight of the Republic. And then cuts his braid. I don't like the idea that it's his hair being put into Anakin's head.
I was gonna say that's a little
kind of goofy.
weird.
That's
to me.
weird.
That's
yeah.
like, can you imagine him sitting right next to this child, braiding his own hair into his?
Just
That's
losing his
serial
dad.
killer shit.
Yeah.
That's like something. That's something Ted Bundy would do.
Because then that also means like that's also part Qui-Gon's hair and retroactively part Dooku's hair. Where the fuck did you get it from for Yoda? Oh,
yeah, exactly.
You don't want to know where they got it from Yoda.
Oh no.
This is interesting. So reading this and looking at this, the bird cage, obviously in the gas chamber moment, which I showed y'all a better image of it.
Thank
so
you,
this one
Kelly.
on here. What did Kelly say?
She just said that he does have the braid while talking to Yoda.
Mhm.
So it would have to be like they have
Ellie's
their
fact checking us
conversation.
like a good author. So.
Yeah, so it's like the conversation happens, and then a Jedi Knight, the rank of Jedi Knight, train Skywalker, you will, and then he's like, "All right, everyone, let's do it." And then there's rainbow of color as Obi-Wan is knighted.
I wish it would have kept the bird. That'd have been really, but also but I feel like they would have taken us out because it's very clearly a bird. You know what I mean? Like it's not a very Star Wars.
Well, it's like in Empire Strikes Back when there's clearly an iguana.
Oh yeah,
or monitor lizard. Sorry,
yes.
it's not monitor lizard. What
the
it's
Komodo dragon?
There's a fucking lizard. It's not a Komodo dragon. It's like a smaller version. But yeah, it might be a monitor.
Note that in the bird part, there is another Nito at the end.
Oh, is there? There we go.
Nito.
It's Connor. It's Connor from the past. This one.
Connor wrote this.
Don't know if this is real, but obviously this is a supposedly an unconfirmed scene to be in where R2 talks to a battle droid, which I would have loved. That would have been amazing. Let's see. More Maul lines edited out. Fear is my ally. Fear attracts the fear. Oh, that's the tone poem. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. R2 and another pilot. Maul's not a monster in the comics. I don't know what that means. Maul speaks. It's interesting.
2 scenes in which Maul speaks. The first being conversation with Sidious. The second, a victim to the editing blade, being near the end where the Queen, along with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, have already begun their surprise attack to capture the Viceroy. After they enter the hangar, the scene cuts to the Viceroy saying, "I thought the battle was going to take place far from here. This is too close. What's going on?" Maul also replies later on, "The Jedi. I told you there was more to this." Then he leaves for the hangar. This is convincing, almost suggesting that Maul has a stronger sensitivity and control than his master, Darth Sidious. Oh, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, because it does work with the character too.
Braid is gone at the Naboo celebration.
Yeah, I know he doesn't have it during the parade. I know. I noticed as a kid. I love that he doesn't have it during the parade.
How many books have you authored though? Okay.
One thing I will say.
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
I love being able to cover this, and we talked about this last 3 weeks. Our job as what we do here for fun and for the sake of just being able to discuss this with everyone in the live chat is to make you look at these things differently. And I think these past 3 weeks have proven that that is indeed the case. Like Kelly didn't know that happened. I didn't know that happened. That is making me look at this movie. And I watched this movie 9 times in theaters, and I didn't even notice that ending.
I also didn't know that Anakin and Obi-Wan had that Buffalo Bill moment where he braids his own hair into Anakin.
Can you go back? Was there another thing about Maul? I'm just fascinated by Maul speaking more. I'm sorry.
It wasn't that interesting. It just says Maul contacts Lord Sidious.
Oh, okay. Dialogue. I thought there was another one after that. Sorry.
No, that was it.
Lord Sidious, we got a problem.
Jar Jar pop opens an R2 unit. So that's pretty funny. I don't know if that's real, but I like the idea.
Let's open an R2 unit. That sounds wow.
This one, of course, is okay. Go back up. Page 7. Jar Jar in the remote. Pre-production. Bert's son played Anakin in most of the animatic sequences. And watching some of those animatics, we were told that there was a scene cut early on where Jar Jar and another alien fight over a TV controls while watching the pod race on the monitor. Jesus, imagine that in the middle of the pod race. Just like that. That would be an energy killer like no one's business, wouldn't it? No! And just seeing Jar Jar fight over a remote.
Mom said you said need to give me a turn.
Oh man. I love this. This is some classic Star Wars speculation. Where's the blockade? Which I remember thinking about that as a kid. Like, why is there only one ship? Only one captured remains, and it's too easy to overcome. When there should have been still many more. Some suggest that it must be put back in for the Phantom Menace director's cut. Jesus. If such a thing were to exist, on an interesting note, the novelization explains that the ships are gone.
Time is a flat circle. Nothing changes. We're living a time loop.
Already having control of the planet. No need for additional ships. They couldn't put more back in the special edition because the war is won when Anakin blows up the one ship. If there were more, they'd be screwed. This one I used in the thumbnail. Anakin following Qui-Gon, which we do see later. Borrowing of the Eopies. There's like a whole scene where Qui-Gon borrows the Eopie. Madison Lloyd as Princess
give
Ellie.
me that. Give me the cut where it's just Qui-Gon going around doing like errands, running errands in Mos Espa.
Which he does in the video game. I'm sure you've all played the Phantom Menace video game.
Yeah.
I've not actually.
Oh, there's a whole.
I played the weird bad one.
It is
that no one else has
frustrating.
played, but
It is frustrating because it doesn't autosave at all.
No,
So-
it doesn't.
I downloaded it for free on PlayStation Network and played it for like 30 minutes and went, I'm not having fun anymore. I'm going back to Battlefront.
I got so fucking frustrated and reminded myself of like 13-year-old me trying to play that damn thing and like almost destroying a TV with a controller. Yeah. I almost did it again.
Let's see. The codes forbid it. The screenplay May says we forbid it. When Qui-Gon attempts to take on Anakin as a prince in the movie, he said the code forbids it. Oh, wow. Very dogmatic. Is Obi-Wan ready to be a Jedi? Ready so early, are you? After Obi-Wan suggested he's ready to take the trials, Yoda says more to learn he has. Okay. Let's see. Novel explanation of CPO. I don't know. It's been Jar Jar and Jabba. In a scene where Anakin helps Jar Jar from Sebulba, in the movie, Anakin mentions that Jar Jar is connected in a big-time Outlander, but in the book, he adds, careful, he's one very well connected as in Hut. Jesus. Oh, this is awful.
Can I please read the next one? Not
Yeah.
I'm going to marry you, but the next one.
Okay, well, then I'll read this one. Jerry, actually, I'll let you read this one.
Can Jerry read?
Hold on, let me.
He's kind of useless.
What's that? No, I had my mom type this for me, actually. I'm going to marry you. Next in the scene where Padme and Anakin meet, right after the Jar Jar problem with the droid, in which Anakin tells him to hit the nose to stop the mayhem. Anakin tells Padme, I'm going to marry you. That's some stupid ass. That's some stupid ass kid shit to say.
I love
That's
Anakin
stupid ass kid
Skywalker.
shit.
He's just like me for real.
Padme doesn't say anything at first, and Anakin continues with, I mean it. she says, you're an odd one. Nervous laughter. I love that. It's like that meme, like aggressively presses panic button from Attack of the Clones or something.
Yes.
You're an odd one. Laughing. Why do you say that? He says, I guess it's because what I believe. She says, well, I'm afraid I can't marry you. He says, Anakin. She says, Anakin, you're just hold on. Is this making sense to anybody? Hold on. Why do you say that?
He says his own name like a Pokemon out of nowhere.
I guess it's what I believe. She says, well, I'm afraid I can't marry you. I can't marry you? Question mark. He says, Anakin. She says, oh, because she's like, I can't marry you. You are? Anakin, you're just a little boy. He says, I won't always be.
My boy with that hashtag neurodivergent Riz.
That's right.
Okay.
He's got
it. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna start using that one on Hinge. Actually, I'm gonna marry you.
All right, let's go. History of the Sith.
Oh,
the book also gives a history of the Sith and that the Sith wiped out each other and only one survived, Darth Bane. He developed the idea that only two Sith at a time to prevent internal problems. Lucas has said one of the themes throughout the films is that the Sith Lords, when they started out thousands of years ago, embraced the dark side. They were greedy and self-centered, and that they all wanted to take over, so they killed each other. Eventually, there was only two left, and that he would take on an apprentice. And for thousands of years, the master would teach the apprentice, the master would die, the apprentice would then teach another apprentice, become the master, and so on. But there could only ever be two, there could never be more than two of them, because if there were, they would try to get rid of the leader, which is exactly what Vader was trying to do. And that's exactly what the Emperor was trying to do. The Emperor was trying to get rid of Vader, and Vader was trying to get rid of the Emperor. And that is the antithesis of a symbolic relationship, in which if you do that, or symbiotic relationship, in which if you do that, you become a cancer and you eventually kill the host and everything dies. So does this mean there can be more than two Sith? Cool.
That is badass. I love that it's the opposite of symbiosis. That's cool.
What I also love about this is that George is 2 for 2 of the first movie of his trilogy having something cut about the Sith. Because there's that iconic deleted scene from the board meeting right before Vader comes in, where I think it's Tag and Marty who are like something Dark Lord of the Sith, Lord Vader, where they're like they're just saying the S word out loud, which I love. I love that, and I wish it were in the movie so badly. But I do wish like this got brought up, and it also explains something. Like I know Alex Damon over at Star Wars Explained, he had his like 40 or whatever, how many questions, like the FAQ for Phantom Menace. And he talked about like, how does Yoda know about the rule of 2? And that like there's an answer in Legends that we don't quite know in canon, but this idea that there is dialogue that didn't make it to the final draft where like it is addressed, like, well, we do know there was that one Sith who made it out who allegedly instituted something called the rule of 2. But who's to say that like Yoda acknowledges its existence and acknowledges that the Jedi do know that like there was like one Sith who made it out alive named Darth Bane, but we don't really know what happened to him. And if the Sith haven't cropped up yet, there's no way they're still around.
Well,
like
this plays so into the Acolyte, because in the Acolyte trailer we see that there is a Sith character in some capacity. So maybe we'll get more dialogue on that. I know Leslie Headland has straight up said that like
this is a Sith story.
But I love that this is like a fulfilling prophecy. We now have a show that answers these questions that this article that was written in probably 2000, is trying to convey. The opposite of symbiosis. I mean, that's really cool. I never thought about it that way. That is amazing.
And it's also a shame it got cut, because it is it's so integral to the themes of the movie about symbiosis and coming together and aiding one because it will aid you, and that's not necessarily why you should do it, but that it is this like circle of reciprocity.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too that George was always implementing these ideas, even if they weren't directly in the films that he could have used them in. Does that make sense? Like he put this in Clone Wars. I mean, there's a whole thing with Bane and Clone Wars,
Yeah, all this stuff comes back around. All this stuff comes back around.
What's crazy about the cut one is that like they use the Legends look for Bane. Like if you look at those unfinished animatics, like it's like your classic look for Darth Revan and your classic. I think Nihilus is the other one there, which I've always thought was weird. Nihilus is a jobber on a good day and too close to when Revan existed for it to be like 3 different eras of the Sith. But like Bane is there in his Orblisk armor.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Like he's not in his like kind of like tattered robe, not tattered robes, but his like kind of like more beat up robes and stuff. Also, can you go up real quick? Because again, I don't know how well founded this is. Up a little bit more. I can't. I can't see where it is. Qui-Gon helps Obi-Wan. After Qui-Gon is struck down, Obi-Wan and Maul fight out on the catwalks again and then return to the melting pit. Qui-Gon uses the Force to make Obi-Wan stronger and more focused. This helps ease Obi-Wan's anger, especially when he's hanging on for dear life in the pit. Qui-Gon prepares him to make the final blow on Maul. So when exactly do we see Qui-Gon as a Jedi spirit? I love, again, these are one of those things that like loops back around to the Star Wars we have now. People are constantly doing the whole like, well, why did Qui-Gon die when he got stabbed in the chest? If this is still in there, because Qui-Gon was expending the last of the energy he had in his dying moments. He made a similar calculus to Ben Solo where he's like, well, only one of us is making it out of here. Like, because if you die, like I'm dead. Like there's no way you get to me in time. But I can use what I have left to get you out of here. In the same way where Ben was probably like, there's no way I make it out of this cave. God, but I can make sure you do. So I love this idea that Obi-Wan is like, that Qui-Gon's basically using battle meditation to shore up Obi-Wan. Like the veracity of whether or not this is ever in any draft of the screenplay is obviously, it doesn't even acknowledge the source here. Unlike some of these other ones, but that idea that Qui-Gon is using his dying moments to make sure Obi-Wan gets out of here alive is so beautiful, and it lends to that idea that like Qui-Gon goes into his final bout with Maul knowing if I lose, it's all riding on Obi-Wan.
Yeah. And then it'll ruin Anakin.
Yeah.
He will not receive any of the training as well. Debris War. Here's one for the Duel of Fates, Jared. It's apparently there's a scene in the novelization where Obi-Wan battle with Darth Maul. Both warriors unleash a halo of debris at each other, comparing it to The Empire Strikes Back. That's about it, though. Maul uses a piece of debris to open a larger door. Cool effects may have tied Vader's Force Stone more effectively, but no biggie. Okay, let's see. New treaty, spinning around. Someone noticed that this, obviously, there would be no point in sending it in, but I hadn't seen any of the cutting from 4 seconds and the shot of the trailer of an N1 on fire falling towards the trailer. Yeah, this is not in the movie, but you see it from a different angle. It's, of course, John Knoll's character, too, in that scene. There's only a couple more pages we're going to look at. Then we're going to look at some pictures that were not made, which are very interesting. Those I have more interest in. The dialogue is fine. Anakin returning back. We saw this actually play out.
Right.
Coming out the swap. Maul's hologram. There's a scene where Sirius are talking on the balcony and Coruscant hologram. Maul fizzles out. Sounded so cool. This one's the one. R2-2 walking upstairs, which we do get later, which is funny. But like, you see him walk up to it. You know, that's funny. Blockade is gone. Coming through the wreckage. Qui-Gon versus the Sea Monsters. The action figure of Qui-Gon includes a spear. No one believes this was ever intended to be in the film. We have no reports of it in production either. This is one of those extended action figures based loosely on the movie. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
good.
It's like when they give Batman Returns, they give him scuba gear.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
This one's interesting. So apparently, you can see it right here, and this is make Jared as pee-pee hard. But this is from the famous photos taken by Annie Leibovitz, and it's this shot of Maul and Qui-Gon on Tatooine. And apparently, the first drafts, the screenplay was Obi-Wan who went into Tatooine marketplace, not Qui-Gon. He had been introduced to the story yet as he first appeared on Coruscant. So in the Sith encounter in the desert, it was Obi-Wan who fought Maul, but that still doesn't explain why they made the storyboards. They may have just made rough ones for early on production for Lucas so he could see what the sequence would look like. And of course, then they have this photo shoot where they did replicate it, which is really cool to see. Apparently, the taxi scene, by the way, was significantly longer, and it was meant to like really display the digital effects of Coruscant. Trade Federation symbol. There's a symbol you can clearly see, but it's very brief. Like there it is. Hold on, you see that? Actually, here it is. How cool is that? That's the symbol that was on the side of the actual ship. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the tank.
Interesting.
I love
I
that.
know what you meant.
There's a little N1 there too.
Yeah. I think that's someone's a mouse courser. I think that's someone's courser. Like,
Oh, okay.
Rick only has more lines. Who gives a shit? The Foden B. This is Jerry's shit right here.
Oh, here
Let's
we
see if
go.
can find that
Here's
on
my
YouTube.
fucking shit.
Let's see it. Hold on. Let's see if we can find it. There is a YouTube cut of it. Foden B.
Can you imagine act like practical heads on a CG wobbly ass body?
Me.
That is nuts.
I want you to see that at the foot of your bed tonight. I want you to see Foden Bede standing over you.
Find it.
Going, there goes young Skywalker.
They have an action figure of it as well. For those that did not know, let me see if I can find it. There is a shot of them.
I wanted that action figure. I ended up getting the action figure that is of the actual CG head, like the final product. Eventually, it's one of my prized action figures.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it is. Still.
I love that.
The weirdos are the best. Fuck,
the weirdos are the best. I agree. So someone has a YouTube channel. I'm seeing if I can scrub through it and find it.
I remember there was like a set I remember seeing in like Star Wars Insider. I think it was like with Jabba and a couple other patrons, but they also had the two-headed announcer, and it was these heads.
Yes, it was. And it was the weird. Hold on. There's totally an image of it. Oh, yeah.
There's got to be like
a toy. Look, here's the toy. I got it pulled up right here. That's the exact toy right there you're referring to, Jerry.
Yep, that's the one.
Weird.
And then I had the one right next to it there from the new Power of the Force.
Mm-hmm. I want to print this out. Like, I want this on my wall. It's so creepy. Or were they originally supposed to look like this? Yeah, I guess they were. Oh, look, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. That's cursed. I hate that.
I like the ears.
Yeah, I do like the ears, though. I like the ears and the antenna. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I would have loved to have seen that. Oh, look, here we go. Here's the Power of the Force ones.
That's the one I had right there.
Yeah.
And here's the
I
figure
had
that
this
was...
one of my prize. Still have it somewhere around here.
See, these are one of those ones that, like, for me, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, I was like, even as a kid, I was never that into the pod race. Like, I love the pod race love for everybody.
There was the box with Jabba and the two-headed announcer right there.
Oh, where? Oh, here it is. Yeah,
right there,
look.
right there.
Before the movie even came out. How weird.
Yeah, that's right. This is the Jabba that has the magnetic, like you press the button and it spits the head of the little frog at the
Somebody get this figure
dome.
for Diego Luna, spitting action and real feel skin.
Ooh. Sounds promising.
Yeah, it's funny if you look at its mouth too. It's got like the little spot where the head goes, and it's this close to being a sex toy.
I love the piece of shit pilot we just saw in the top one. He jumps into the ship above Anakin. Find a new hiding place later.
Yep. There's another one too. I love this image. We don't see. It's this shot of, it's from StarWars.com. It's like before they turn the or I guess it's after, maybe it's just cut, but it's before the shield is up, you know, and it's them all laid out, waiting for battle. I think it's real War and Peace. Let's see, Swamp Saber. Here we go, Swamp Saber. You click to this picture to access this page. You notice the shot of Qui-Gon Jinn holding a waterlogged saber. This was removed from the film and was sequenced just cut before Qui-Gon introduced Jar Jar to the young Padawan. So, yeah, the swamp fried my lightsaber. He pulled up this weapon. The business end was blackened and burned. Qui-Gon took a look from him and gave it a curious inspection. You forgot to turn off the power again, didn't you, Obi-Wan? It appears so, Master. It won't take long to recharge, but it'll take some time to clean up. I trust you have learned your lesson, my young Padawan. Yes, Master. That's so weird.
And what does it tee up? This weapon is your life.
Uh-huh. Isn't that amazing? It's the same exact parallel. Qui-Gon aboard the Queen's ship. Australian teaser trailer cut. Paul tells us the first trailer in Perth thought episode 1, The Phantom Menace, appeared at the end. Same silvery font as the one from the Spine of the Jedi Knight game. Oh, that's bullshit. How do they do that? Let's see. Future husband. Some of these things are straight speculation. Another item that's Insider Guy's very cool. What are you laughing at?
Right. I'm just laughing at like the speculation. Yeah, just like a future husband. Huh?
Future husband? Yeah.
Yummy Jared shit. Another item that was an Insider's Guide is very cool. In one of the drafts of Phantom Menace, Lucas added more dialogue between Obi-Wan and Maul after Qui-Gon is killed. Obi-Wan, your style of fighting is old, but I understand it now. You learn fast. I don't bother to learn. I don't have to. Obi-Wan then cuts Maul in half and says, learn not, live not, my master always says.
Damn.
He hits him with the live, laugh, love.
Learn not, live not.
What the hell? What the hell?
Eve Koth would have had dialogue.
Obi-Wan said,
that's
live,
a
laugh,
username.
love,
I'm
bitch.
sorry. Jedi Koth tells us about this scene as well as the one above, although never filmed. One of the coolest scenes cut from the revised draft is when Sidious is contacted for the first time, and Dulce Dauphine argues with him. Sidious begins force choking Dauphine and picks him up off the ground and says, "You fool, my reach is far greater than the Jedi. Only a Sith can wield the power over such a great distance."
Interesting, because that would have been proven wrong in TLJ. That'd been kind of cool too. This is great when Jar Jar distracts the guard, which we actually see. You see it in the background where he's like shaking when they first land on Coruscant. This is the next page is the final page. I don't think there's much in this last one. Maul getting anxious. John adds this cutscene where Obi-Wan, when Obi-Wan's by the Whoa, Moni one's by the final force field in a showdown before he duels Maul. There's a cool part after Maul activates his saber. He spins and moves to the right, spinning his saber in the process. Right before the force field deactivates in the movie, you can see him still moving to the right, and his lightsaber now on his right instead of in front to the left. In episode 1 game for PC, it's the load game thing. Hover the mouse over it, you can see the entire scene uncut. What? That's cool. Oh, whoa. The love triangle. Oh, God. What? On several occasions in the revised rough draft, there's a mention of Padme's growing affection for Obi-Wan. When the Jedi argues with Amidala regarding Jar Jar's fate, the script indicates that Padme is impressed that Obi-Wan is able to stand up to the Queen. As they prepare to enter Mos Espa, she gives Obi-Wan a long, adoring look. Once in Mos Espa, Padme watches Obi-Wan with interest and respect, and is noted that her eyes make the powerful Jedi nervous. What?
I love this idea that Lucas kept waffling on whether or not he wanted there to be a love triangle. And I'm so glad he didn't put this in there when I'm sure he eventually did the arithmetic on how old each character was. I mean, granted, it's clearly not reciprocated by Obi-Wan. And that he's like, oh, fuck, that's the Queen. But good on him for not making Obi-Wan act like BBL Drizzy. But
now, this is the end of that article. This is by far my more favorite site. And then I have one very unhinged thing to end with, of course, towards the end of the stream. This is someone by the name of T-Bone Star Wars Universe. I have a feeling they probably do not like the sequel trilogy, but just judging how they write, and all these articles are from
shout out their
2011.
Page, it's fine.
Heck yeah! Oh no, this is great. So all these articles are from different months in 2011, and this is weird. This is around the time we knew the 3D movies were being made. So watch, when you click on it, it breaks down all these things. So you can clearly see that little droid, whatever one this is, PK4. These are all real things. And wait, it gets better than that. It gets way better than that. You see their dialogue. It's supposed to be important that the Viceroy sent one of those useless protocol gearheads to greet him. I'm TC-14 at your service. A Republic cruiser. That's trouble, don't you think? I'm not made to think. Then watch. These are the actual, this is the one you see in the background.
That's the
up.
Yeah.
It's the one that, walking around. But this is where it gets interesting. Look at this. I can't really zoom in on it either. That is the actual puppet that we're going to use for PK4. Look at that. It's a real person. It was made. It was in there. It was shot. And you can see they have other
it's in the
versions.
background of a couple shots.
Well, this is, but not PK4. This guy is.
Yeah.
But not this. This is literally its own. This looks like batteries not included. This looks like its own thing entirely. Let's see. And you can see
a little more rounded pit droid.
Exactly. And you can see this weird
rounded battle droid there.
Yeah, isn't that weird? And this one as well, here's the actual forward shot that you would have saw. So I think that's PK4 on the right, and then the other droid on the left that looks more like a battle droid with a rounded head. I don't know. It's so cool. This could have totally been in it. Can
you imagine if they had those droids in there and they followed throughout the entire trilogy?
Yes, how Shakespearean would that have been?
The negative R2 and 3PO.
Yes, the opposite of them. That would have been kind of cool. I would have loved that. Okay, so we're gonna look at some more. That was only the first one, and they're all different important scenes. This next one is "Welcome to the Beautiful Mos Espa Tatooine," and of course they cite the novelization as well. Some other things. Watto's junkyard is a mess, but you can see that he's got some protocol droids there. So I'm sorry, he's got some astromech droids. You can see him in the background too, which is kind of weird. We don't really see that many different R2 units except for that one scene. Scenes where they happen. There's the whole "Are you an angel?" dialogue. Clumsy Jar Jar Mos Espa. There was something else really interesting in this one, I think. But it's cool. This person categorized all of it. Oh, yeah, here's a couple of shots. So this is what Shmi is cleaning whenever you walk in. Obviously, you could see it from this shot.
Yeah,
but it's not really
all the context.
But this shot of the kitchen, you don't really see. You see it from behind when Qui-Gon's like talking on the comtech. This is really cool. I would have loved to have seen this. This is like the sandstorm in full effect. And you can see this weird guy, like, covering his eyes, walking through
My
Mos
eyes.
Espa.
Yeah.
My eyes, my glasses.
Old.
Another good one coming up is you get to see, my favorite is the Senate chamber, which I don't think that's next. The next one's the pod race. This one is obviously heavily cut and shifted and moved. The Anakin dream thing comes back over here. Before the pod race dialogue, after, apparently there's a scene where Shmi kisses Anakin in the face and he goes, no kisses at the end of it. But of course, this makes it into the DVD, which is the I guess a very early version of the modal nodes.
Modal nodes.
Isn't that cool? Figure and Dan in the crowd. That's the delete.
Dan.
Just up there figuring.
There's another one too. You can see a different shot of not Gasgano. Oh god, what's his name? The one
Odie Mandrell.
Odie Mandrell's thing.
Odie Mandrell.
Of course, another weird design. This is the early Nemoidian, which looks way more like the B1s, which is kind of cool.
Because
I was gonna say so.
Because the Geonosians build the B1 army.
Yes.
So they're modeled after them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
But I remember though in the visual guide for the Phantom Menace talking about how they said in there, it says the battle droids are based on Nemoidians. Like at the beginning, like I think at the beginning or the end of their life, their craniums kind of like deflate or something. It had this whole big thing. I don't know. Pablo probably wrote it. But anyway,
that's interesting. Okay.
I have to look it up, but it's like how they're based on they're before the Geonosians were a thing.
Yes.
Which obviously they look like them. It was I'll have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's in there. Here, let me go grab mine actually.
Salvage droids. What? Where is it?
No. This is the salvage droid right here. And you can see it in one of the uncut scenes where they like just pick up the debris of the pod race after
Does
the
a 17 hit? Does a 17 hit?
Can't stand you. By the way, go watch Ionized Bastards. There's only 2 episodes left of the season, of this second season, and it's intense.
I know.
It is intense.
I might die.
Okay, the next one is Leaving Tatooine, which we already saw a couple of these. The fight between Greedo and Anakin. You also see the moment where they're leading up to the
find it.
Anakin duck. That moment, and look, here's a drawing of the same thing we saw from the deleted scene. A probe droid. That's from the coloring book we're referring to as well. This is interesting though. You can see like George directing the scene when they actually cut the probe droid, which would have landed right there. You see it there? Isn't that kind of cool? It's funny. It was fully shot. I mean, it was done. And this is the part I thought Jerry was going to lose his mind over.
I love it.
So you can see like Anakin running clearly on his own, to Anakin running into the cockpit, everyone turning around to acknowledge him. Of course, their battle right here. This is a cool promo shot where you see like a village in the background, which is really weird. Another promo shot.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and then you've got them on the actual, what do they call those things? Ramps.
Yeah, the
Gameway ramp. Yeah.
And look, this is how it would have happened. Maul climbing up on it, which is crazy, then falling off. Because he doesn't even jump for it, does he? Not in the final version.
I mean, in the version we see, he kind of like jumps and then kind of like, and I'm up.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything I said earlier still stands. I wish we saw Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon knock him down.
I agree. Jerry, did you find that part in the book yet?
I don't know where my book is. I thought I had it over here on the shelf, but it's not. I'm looking.
This is arguably my favorite section of this website, the part that I wanted to spend some time on. So you get way more of the shots of like Jar Jar and Anakin. Like this is a huge moment that was actually cut from the movie. Of course, BTS of it right here. More close-ups. This really weird pilot apparently has a couple of moments, couple of beats, and you can see Coruscant from a different perspective. More of Coruscant too. They actually end up like, you can barely see it in these images, they're so small, But like you see in here, in the video game, they would have pulled up, dropped them off, walked them in. There was a whole scene. You can see this character obviously had Reno Vaca, taxi driver, had way more of a moment in this. This is based on the
He was the moment, Bestie.
He was the moment, Bestie. Them, of course, in the pad. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So, of course, we've got the Bale and Tilly's moment, right? What we get down here that I had never seen before is more shots of who was in the Senate chamber and what they looked like. And you can see clearly Padme right there, just walking onto the platform, which we don't get this scene. They're already sitting there by the time this scene starts. They, of course, have the vote of no confidence. Now, this is what I love. They show all like the supplemental and all the background characters in high resolution images that I had never seen before. So like, you know, the Rees, you know, looking Malastarian. Grand from Malastair. Of course, these are like the visual, these are the visual dictionary pictures. This is the same guy from Alderaan. Here's the one with the Leia haircut, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. How cool is that?
So
all from
that's pretty
99.
awesome.
This is the stuff I love. The stuff that wouldn't have made it. So like you see snippets of some of these, but like this is a full-on shot. Like this is not BTS. It is a actual shot from the movie.
Yeah.
Another one. This alien I had never seen before. I don't think we've ever seen since.
We see that. We see this species in the Clone Wars.
In the Clone Wars.
Oh,
I was just saying that
he's one of the bounty hunters that helps train Domino Squad.
You're right. Okay. Of course,
no, actually, I hate to do this to you, trivia loser, but it is.
Really, look it up right now. Look it up right now.
It's the V-shaped head and the big brain guy. There's a Jedi Master that is this.
You're right. These are one of the guys Savaggio press kills. You're right. This is
boom. Alden has no idea what's coming.
Dude, Alden's
neither of you
wiped the floor with his ass.
Yeah, this is cool too. Look at this. There he is.
I can't.
He was also in the
pod
scene. I
can't remember the name of that species, but that species of guy is one of the Grand Masters in the High Republic.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, look, and here we go. We got Alden. We
Thawbor.
got Thawbor.
High Republic are books, by the way, Scotty.
So if you would pull that image back up, Scotty, for a funny little Behind the Bastards or Behind the Bastards. That's a podcast I like. Ionized Bastards tidbit. Whenever my co-host Case and Brion, he was enlisted to make a previously on trailer before season 2 that his computer unfortunately just ate.
Nice.
His computer did an update, none of it saved.
Crushed
he was too far into it to start it over. But he actually used this image as like an establishing shot for Thawbor. I had to dig through my phone to find it, but he found this like huge. I think it was like a United Nations courtroom, and he edited it to have like New Republic banners and like New Republic guards in there, and standing at the middle, like presenting the case, was this exact image of an Ithorian.
Oh, see, I never seen this before.
And
I love that.
He presented that as Thawbor, like defending war criminals after the fall of the Empire.
That's amazing.
I did find online that section I was talking about the battle droids.
Oh, okay. What was it?
Here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Battle droids are designed to resemble skeletal Nemoidian bodies in order to look threatening. When left unburied and uninterred, Nemoidian brain mantles wither to dried sacks behind the top of the skull, and their noseless faces stretch and warp to a characteristic shape. This vile image of death defines the droid's features.
Wow. I like that. It's kind of cursed.
So it's supposed to be a dead Nemoidian, skeletal Nemoidian.
Wow. Like it. Love it.
Well, that's what it was at the beginning, and now it's because, looks like bugs.
Look at Orn-Free Tabi and all of Miss.
Now wait. This is so weird. It's Orn-Free Ta with a red Twi'lek lady, and then somewhat a male Twi'lek in the background.
A Bib Fortuna looking motherfucker.
Yes. Oh, just wait. There's a better shot of this guy. I'm going to show you on a second. Here we go.
That's
look at this.
Bib Fortuna. That's what that
Look
is.
how creepy this dude is. Ugh. I don't think it's Bib. It is definitely not handsome.
No, he caught a flight from Tatooine out here, the next day.
Obviously, we see other shots of this character and their species. I forget the name of this species, to be honest with you. But you can see Corrin, you can see some Rhodians as well. All of these, obviously, were littered all throughout the prequel trilogy, which is awesome. And, of course, the original trilogy. But, like, we only got characters that were just a Rhodian or characters that were just a Corrin. To see them in full effect here is pretty awesome. The guards, the actual guards for the
I love the
chambers.
guards without the visor.
Yeah, it's weird. I love it. Another good example too is
very Roman.
Some great concept art. Which
the guards without a visor is my Roman Empire.
It does say that's Bib Fortuna, so that really could have been Bib Fortuna. I don't know if that was obviously.
He's trying out a political career.
What's funny is because we see Bib Fortuna at Jabba's side during the Boon to Eve Classic, that just goes to further hammer home how corrupt the Senate is. That you have somebody who is this in bed with organized crime.
Yeah.
In like representing Ryloth in the Senate.
God damn. Look at that concept art for Orn Free Ta, man.
That crazy looking.
He looks like that's like some where the wild things are ass motherfucker.
His neck is freakishly large.
Yes. I do like this guy. We don't see him, but he almost looks like a sequel trilogy character.
Yes.
There is one of these in Attack of the Clones. At the table, the separatist table. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know what they are, but yeah.
There he is.
Lemur bat thing guy.
Bib Fortuna, whatever the hell this dude is. Not Matt Wood. Another representative here. I don't know if they're not. Oh, that's the tweet. That's the Twi'lek one. I like the red Twi'lek. That's kind of sexy. And of course, then you've got the Wookiees, the famous Wookiees, which not the best mask. Looks like the Disney Parks mask. It looks kind of bad.
I like the beard. I like the beard. It's got a nice little beard.
It's very regal. It's very regal.
Oh, look, here's the R2D2 and its boosters thing, which we see from the beginning. So it's apparently R2 gets too overzealous and falls off. Yes, and then
R2D2 was drunk in this scene, actually, I believe.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the Behind the Dome documentary and stuff like that?
Oh, well, it's the best one. Yeah. With
the fake one. The fake one.
I love that. We can watch that when our Attack of the Clone celebration.
We got to. We really do got to watch that sometime. Like that's why have we not talked about that?
I don't know. So that was the Coruscant one. The rest of them are okay. You can see that this is of course when they finally infiltrate. I don't think there's any cool pictures from this besides the deleted scenes of the waterfall. Yeah, that's about it for this one. Let's see what else. And then we're gonna end on the weirdest shit I found, which is so right up our alley. The Battle of Naboo. I'm pretty sure there's something interesting in this one too. This is them leaving Naboo. Oh, this is cool. Yeah. So apparently they were gonna walk through the hangar bay at some point. It was going to be,
I did know
look how cool this one is. I love seeing the other Nemoidians in the background. If you watch
seeing them without the hat,
yes, that's what I'm saying. I hope we get more. I know in
their inflated craniums,
we're getting a Nemoidian. Yeah, there it is. You're right. Look at him. I love this look. Oh, this would have been cool to see. I know we're getting them in the Acolyte in some capacity. More shots of Rick O'Lee. Rick O'Lee was really supposed to be like a real badass pilot. But he just is the exposition guy. So that's what he's limited to.
He's the most badass exposition guy. Listen, in the comics, he comes back around and almost takes Vader out.
Yes, right. Rogue 2. Rogue cool 2.
Spoilers for the comics.
Much
Rogue
better
2.
than Rogue
2.
This is cool. Watch this. Oh. It is them right when the gates, the doors open for the first time. It's kind of a cool shot we don't see at all. Might have been a promo shot.
We do kind of see it, but it moves so fast, and I think we get it from the front.
Yeah.
And not like that, kind of off to the side camera angle.
Another one we're going to look at, too. There's a whole section for Maul, Jared, so get pumped. I just want to do it in the order in which it's been posted. Naboo Swamp. This is the one that obviously has the shots of Ewan McGregor appearing out of the water, which is a famous thing. You can see it in, I don't know if it's in the beginning, but it's in one of those behind the scenes docs where it has them filming in water.
It is in the beginning a little bit, right?
I think for one moment it is. Yeah, it's this moment. It's this moment. It's this exact shot. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, we all see him go under. And of course, here's the clam scene of Jar Jar eating the clams. This one's really cool. Look at this shot. This is badass. This looks like that shot of Kylo Ren from the Force Awakens promo.
Yeah,
where, like,
on
the fog is. Oh yeah. Look at this one too. Him getting shot at. So I guess this would have been more of a scene, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Again, it looks like pickups from different angles from a lot of the shots we've already seen in the film.
Mm-hmm. And here's the photo. Here's the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
His weapon is your life. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, it would have been really cool to see that parallel later in Attack of the Clones. You know, it would have made a lot of sense too. Okay, this next one is Uda Gunga. Here we go. Oh, there's nothing here. That's just the only thing. Okay. And then we're going to end on Darth Maul. Let's say reporting to Sidious. Some of these things we've already read. I don't know if there really is that much more. The lightsaber duel. Here's a shot we don't get. Oh no, we got that shot.
We do.
That's it's walking with.
I was gonna say, yeah.
This is kind of cool.
I do love that there is enough plausible deniability that the Nimoidians are just super tall, and not that Ray Park is a short king.
Exactly. Oh, this is badass. This is a shot where apparently we're gonna see some parkour of Qui-Gon jumping off the ledge.
Do you have any AA batteries?
I don't have any AA batteries. Why?
He's lying there in his lightsaber.
You got AAA?
I might have some AAA, Katie. Oh, here we go.
Oh, is this the shot we freaked out about last week?
Yeah, I think it's different. No, I think this is something else. Let me see. Hold on. Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, that's the one. That's the bat. Yeah.
Where Obi-Wan like back.
Yeah, there we go. Wow. We discovered the full clip. Look, and they have it. They have it all right here, but we can't download it because it's such an old file. But yeah. It says here, including a picture I found on Stars.com, it appears to be an unused shot of Obi-Wan doing some acrobatic move during the hangar part of the 3 lightsaber duel. Of course, there's nothing to support this theory. The picture was slapped up with no explanation of what's going on. That's probably the coolest development of this. I love that. You would have had him doing some sort of parkour.
Is he doing parkour? Do we maybe think he might be getting like knocked back with the Force?
No one can tell you. I mean, it was just
because that does not look like somebody doing a wall run. That looks like somebody getting shit whipped backwards and
maybe
about to make impact.
I can't really tell. So this last thing I want to show y'all.
Okay.
This is something that I'm thrilled that I found. Okay, let me give you a little bit of. This is incredible. This is like early internet nightmare fuel. What I'm going to show you, people that wanted to recreate the Phantom Menace after seeing it in theaters. So they went into their early video and editing software to like compile the movie, but with like terrible homemade screenshots. Okay, and this is a very early site. And a lot of spelling errors, obviously.
So you could just like go through, like flip through it like a flip book.
Oh yeah,
Phantom Menace.
And then it has everything. It has the full title card of Vast Sea of Stars. So it's pretty much the script broken down. And of course, it does have the full incorrect. I mean, it's not
last
incorrect.
ditch attempt,
but there's too many. There's too many dots. Okay,
how many are there? Are there 5?
There's 4 in the Phantom Menace.
All of them have 4. Are you saying there's 5 there?
No, there's 5 in this version. Yes, because it's not accurate.
That was a thing that Travis and I did back in the Dewback discussion days.
Oh, really?
Our audio commentaries. Is when we started with the Phantom Menace, we went, are there 4 ellipses in all of the movies? So we had like an ellipsis watch.
Oh, that's cool.
Only movie, and I think this is actually an EC question. That has already been asked. I can't remember what match. Maybe it was one with me in it. Was how many dots are in the ellipsis in Return of the Jedi, and it is the only movie with 3.
Oh wow, that's hilarious,
dude! I love these. Like, it's like 2 sentences and then a paragraph in that picture.
Yes.
Of that, I love that. The peaceful planet of Naboo refuses to join the Federation. It's some fucking Star Trek nerds. As a result, the planet is isolated by a.
Isn't that weird?
On
So wait,
request of the Congress of the Supreme Chancellor.
It's about to get much better. Okay, so they took screenshots. They took screenshots from, I guess, some game. I don't know. Look at this. Look at the Trade Federation ships. They just like,
man. I'm telling you, it was hard to get. It was hard to get your rocks off as a nerd in the 90s. I'm telling you.
They used the Empire. They used shots from Return of the Jedi to like make it fill out. Isn't this awful? So
Are these from like Dark Forces?
No, this is what nerds were making. This is like models.
I don't think that's Star Wars.
No, that's probably not Star Wars.
No,
but like
I don't think
look at this.
That's Star
that's
Trek.
Enterprise. That is the Enterprise with like a big U on it.
Look, isn't it amazing?
Like it's not far off. It's not far off.
But this is I'll tell you how I found this too. But it just breaks on the whole movie. Okay, I found it.
That looks like an AI image of the protocol droids.
Isn't it? Look how weird
long
this
before. That's just good old fashioned shitty images.
I just thought that C-3PO painted silver in some old Photoshop software. It's exactly this is from A New Hope, and this
has got to be like this is proto Photoshop.
Oh yeah, it's like
Protoshop.
Look at this. How crazy is this? And then look, some weird fucking.
Is that like you? Is that Ewan from Train Spotting or something?
Like
what the fuck is that?
It's like a press release image of Ewan, and like they have the full breakdown of the dialogue too. Look at the Nemoidians.
Jesus Christ!
They're
those chimpanzee heads.
I don't know. And look, Daltre Dauphine stands stunned before TC-14. Oh God! Look at isn't that wild looking? And then look, this is apparently the Nemoidians.
And then we go to
we
go from chimpanzee to from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
And then look, here's an action figure of Palpatine as the Photoshop. It is great. It is awesome.
This is my favorite thing.
I knew you love this.
That we talked
and of
about
course,
tonight.
There's a shot of the laser cannon pointing at the Imperial guards. The problem is someone put so much work into this, the top half of this, that there's no images of the rest of the movie. There's some, but not quite as good as this. But like this weird Photoshop. Hold on, wait. Look at this.
Oh, look at those! Look at those blaster bolts, man.
Oh, I love this so much.
I know. I knew y'all would.
This is a Screen Rant article thumbnail right there.
Look at this, and this is them inside of the actual.
That's where the astromechs go out of Padme's ship, isn't it?
Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon have that dog in them. If it were this many battle droids knocking on the door of that conference room, I don't like their odds.
No. Oh, look, here's the Nemoidian talking to Padme in the weird photoshopped, like, that is so cursed looking.
Oh my God, what is in the next image? Holy shit.
Just wait. It's going to get great. Here we go.
Did she kill somebody in prison?
I was going to say, she went to prison and she shivved a guy.
Some ISP right there, man.
And it looks like someone's fan casting of Harley Quinn before they announced Margot Robbie. You know?
And look, here you go.
I too would look at the Ape Federation that way.
God, I want to do a whole Twitter thread. I want to do a whole Twitter thread on this.
Who the fuck is this?
It's Theo Bibble. It's Theo Bibble.
But why is that looks like someone that looks like Leatherface wearing C.O. Bibble's face.
This is so oh my God.
This is odd. It is incredibly
I'm 100% paying attention now. This is my shit right here.
Look at this. Oh my God. Okay, hold on.
Are those dustbusters?
Hold on, let me see. The site is so bad. There's no cursor to like go back to the top quickly. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Landing craft fly in formation towards Naboo.
Okay, this is called Meaning Jar Jar.
We once had a version of coded. This is so Eli coded.
Look at this.
What is this? Okay, let's see.
Whoa, what the fuck? What is he eating?
The blood of the innocent.
A clam, Jerry.
It looks like he's eating a tarantula or something.
I know it looks like that. Looks like a dinosaur image. Look, here you go. I love this.
So
Look at this. This is so crazy.
Everything's moving except for Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon has stopped the movement of his molecules with the Force in that image right there.
Oh man. Look at this next one.
Look at this.
The frog-like creature kisses the Jedi.
I love you.
I love this so
You
much.
see, I love they're like it's a lick. It's a lick kiss.
It's a lick kiss. Look at this one. Now this is, I think, it's just a really weirdly photoshopped image too, but it's not bad. It's not as bad as the other ones.
Yeah.
Let's see. This would have been someone's background. And if Adam, I'm pretty sure you could do all of this.
Nothing's wrong with Star Trek nerds. I'm a Star Trek nerd.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Oh my Christ.
It's like a weird.
What even is that supposed to be a Jar Jar homemade action figure?
That is what
That
happens.
looks homemade.
That is what happens if a Gungan becomes the Hat Man.
The Hat Man. What? Okay, we're gonna go back up.
Do you not know about the
Jar
Hat
Jar
Man,
sleep
Scotty?
paralysis demon?
I am not looking up the Hat
Scotty.
Man.
No. I
Scotty,
can
look
tell
up
you
the
what
Hat Man
is.
before you go to
Look
bed.
at this.
Right
no,
before
look
you,
at this.
Before you lay your head down to go to sleep tonight, look up the Hat Man. Look up Google Images.
Looking it up. I'm looking up now.
Look it up now. No, look at Google Images and yeah.
That's not that creepy.
No, but like the concept behind it.
But
is
if that's
if you take
standing
too
in
much
your
Benadryl,
room-
you will hallucinate the Hat Man.
Look at this. Look at this. That's them swimming with the bubbles coming out their mouth.
And that's clearly
look at
the
them
image of
bubbles.
Obi-Wan fighting Maul on Tatooine.
Is this supposed to be
it
Oda
is.
Gunga? By
Yeah,
the
it's
way,
Oda Gunga.
this is like, look at that. Look at the domed. Look at the domes on that shit. This is some C-Lab 2020 ass shit. Look at this.
It looks like the Krypton Dick Towers in Man of Steel.
Oh my god.
It looks like this looks like an outtake from Mystery Science Theater, like the cutscenes in between the movie, you know?
I think it kind of falls up. Oh, look, here's the Council of
That's
Gungans.
a action figure.
Let's see what else. I kind of like this aesthetic though. I really like this.
Look at the way like Obi-Wan's holding his head like me.
Let's see. Oh, look, there's them
That's
conversing.
a Boss Nass action figure.
That is Boss Nass action figure. That's a Jar Jar action figure as well, if I'm correct.
That's way
Or
too
something
deep
like that.
to be an action figure from '99.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's just a poorly Photoshop. Like, look at the bills all messed up.
It might be a statue.
Let's see. Let's go back. So that's Oda Gunga Planet Core. Oh God, what the fuck is that? Let's go penis.
That's
Dude,
a
look
submarine.
How cursed that. Look how cursed that Jar
Look
Jar
at fucking. That's
again.
As Jar Jar if he was a black-eyed child is what that is.
Oh no, that's Jar Jar and AI. That's what that is. Let's see. Here we go. Oh,
Can Misa come in?
look at the piranha.
Jojo Gooberfish.
Oh my god, that's honestly.
what is that?
This is like those ads for the game that where bigger fish eat the littler fish. Have you
Yes.
seen that? Like you play in a game, you don't pay for it. It's like that. This is that ad. So.
Oh man.
There's the
Same
Palpatine
photo.
figure again.
There's
There's the
Palpatine.
Duros and the bar
Duros.
again.
There's the so
That
I think
Jar Jar is just fucking terrifying.
after this they kind of get lazy with it. Look at this. The ring and the
He's
light.
in just like a leather jacket.
With a green lightsaber.
Dude, what is this?
Look at him. Look at him. He looks like he's shooting that laser out of his fucking dick, man. Look at that.
He's fighting Ultron too.
What is this?
Is that a wait,
I
go
don't
back
know
up. Is
what
that what
that-
kind of like what kind
I
of
don't
droid
know.
is that?
I
What in the
do not
world?
know.
There's like Cylons.
These are the specific images that Mid-Journey uses to base reality.
Yes.
I want
off of.
that.
That's
I
it.
want that image. You have to send me that specific image,
Okay, I can send
please.
you that.
Oh God, I need
That
it.
is Cloud City.
Yeah.
What the hell? Oh, they got a picture of the set. They got a picture of the set.
That's a really funny, like that is a meme right there. That is a meme like when you're thinking too hard about your life or something or there.
Oh man.
Look at that.
Duro
So
curled up in a ball. I like the image below. That looks like a classic like it looks both like somebody found an older image of Liam Neeson that they edited just enough to look like a young Qui-Gon Jinn, while also looking like every single piece of fan art depicting Keanu Reeves as Revan.
You know, strangely enough, they almost predicted slightly what the super battle droids will look like. That's almost super battle droid-esque. Although it is a Terminator, I'm getting from Boop. God damn it, Leatherface popping up again here. Look at that.
Oh,
that is a shot from the film. Congratulations, you did it. We're back to see.
Why does his face look glued on?
Look at these things. What is this?
They took the Terminator and just stretched the face out.
They stretched his face out. That's exactly what it is, Jerry.
He's just like,
yeah.
It's like on Beetlejuice where he takes his fingers up his nose and pulls out.
Okay.
By the way, new trailer looks fucking incredible.
Oh, it does. Case,
I don't know if you saw that trailer today.
We got to go through this faster. What is this? That's terrible. Oh, this is incredible. Okay, hold on.
We might have to go through more of these at a later date or something.
Scotty, I need to see the Duel of the Fates. You know,
the problem is they stop after a certain point. They didn't feel like completing them. Oh no, that's from the video, the toy boxes. That's from
I was gonna say that's a shot from Insidious right there.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, funny? How freaking cursed is this? All right, I think after this,
before AI, there was this.
Jesus,
that looks like an AI image.
Yeah, after this, there's none. I forgot. There's a point where it stops. Oh, wasn't that great though? Shelter, yeah.
They had dreams about us watching it.
I did.
They were like, "Fuck it, I'm not doing anymore."
I'm double checking though. I don't think there is after this. Darth Maul, nope.
Oh, jeez, that's like 2 paragraphs.
The pod race. So they broke the scenes down. Oh, they broke it down pretty good.
Can you imagine if they had like their take on the pod race?
Oh, we need to finish it for them. That needs to be our
we
job.
need to finish. We do need to finish it. It's who owns this? Can we help? We want to help. Are you still alive?
.net virtual editions. Oh God, your pod race goodbye.
Virtual editions. This is for any completionist. You have to have these versions.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, isn't that funny? It just ends after that. Doesn't that kind of suck though?
It does.
Wouldn't you have liked to see that nightmare? Well, let's get some plugs going on, Jared, so we can sign this thing out. We got we can say one thing real quick. We do have a very special guest. It's going to be a pre-record. It's going to be a pre-record with the one and only Dan Madsen. We have a recording with him next Wednesday. We're talking Star Wars Celebration, the very first one in 1999. So something to look forward to. We're going to do a visual look back. So we're going to have a kind of a breakdown of all of our of everything that happened that convention of the first one and his legacy in Star Wars, his cameo in the Phantom Menace, and very excited to have Dan Madsen on.
That is really cool. That is really cool.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Jerry, what you got going on in your world, brother?
Yeah, you guys can find me over at the Nerd Academy podcast, talking all nerd culture things, superhero stuff, Star Wars stuff on our other show, Knights of the Nerd Republic, in the same podcast feed and YouTube channel. So all of that's right there. We recently dropped a Titanic 3-hour long looking back on the Phantom Menace episode. You guys joined us.
It was great.
It was wonderful. I got to share one of my all-time favorite Star Wars memories with like the choir concert I was in back in high school where we did Duel of the Fates. And it was a wonderful time. Wonderful episode. Go check it out. Next week, we'll be having our X-Men 97 review out as well. Some scheduling put us off on getting that out as soon as we wanted to. So stay tuned for that. Before I talk about Ionized Bastards and Epic Confrontations, I have a little bit of an announcement to make.
Oh, here we go.
That I've kept close to the chest. Loyal listeners of the Nerd Academy podcast know that I cross over quite a bit with the folks over at Comic Book Cast and have conversations pretty frequently with one of their contributors, Mitch. He and I often talk about Marvel TV. It's a wonderful time. I love Mitch. It's a pleasure to work with him after listening to Comic Book Cast ever since I was a teenager. Mitch is starting a new show that I am going to be his co-host for.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah,
nice.
I was kind of waiting to make an announcement somewhere to make it kind of a big thing. So
What
it
is
is
it?
So Mitch is aware of the fact that I am not as well versed in anime as I'd like to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to be doing like a season based show around me watching a certain show, and season 1 is going to be Mitch showing me Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, that's gonna be sick. Because I've been
okay.
wanting to watch that show too, so this will give me a reason to watch it.
Yeah, so you can watch it along with us.
With y'all.
Episode 0 is coming out soon, where Mitch basically had me watch the Netflix announcement trailer that Evangelion was coming to Netflix. That he's like, this is the best trailer because it gives you all vibes and no context.
Okay.
And I came away from it, and all Mitch really had to say to me by the end of me explaining what I have gleaned from the trailer was him basically being, you have such an interesting interpretation of what you think is going to happen. So
I love
I
that.
have
That's
I have
awesome.
no idea if I'm right, if I'm wrong. You're gonna have to tune in to check that out. I don't think Mitch actually. I don't know if we have a name yet. I did say it's like the newer pro, I believe is the name of the show. But stay tuned to the Nerd Academy podcast social media. I'm going to be shouting it out. I'm going to be sharing it around. I'm getting more into anime now.
There we go. You're
Mitch gave me a
unstoppable.
reason to. I know. I'm becoming more and more powerful. I'm adding
That's
stones
incredible.
to the gauntlet.
Make sure that neck beard is nice and untrimmed when you
Never.
watch that,
Say
okay?
it's got to be down. Yeah,
Never. It's gonna be down.
No,
here,
nothing
bro.
from the chest to the chin, man. You got to
I
have it
pride
from
myself-
the chest to the chin.
I pride myself on a very nice beard, and my neck stays like a baby's ass.
I know it does. Seen it in person.
But yeah, thank you. I groom very well. But yeah, so that obviously Epic Confrontations, the Star Wars Trivia League, we're all a part of.
Mhm.
I am not
That
going
I
to say
win
too
in.
much because Jerry has a lot to say about something coming up with Epic Confrontation, so I won't say much. But I have a match out now against Brennan Marr, host of Page Turners. They were not. It was a fantastic match. It was a real nail biter. I won't spoil the outcome, but I think it's one of the closest matches I've played, and aside from the ones that I've won by KO, absolutely not. I've worn a fedora twice in my life, and it's because I was playing a mobster in a musical both times.
They were hot back in the early 2000s, so I popped them on a couple of times.
That's a lie. I did get an Indiana Jones win for Dial of Destiny, but that doesn't count. So yeah, and then Ionized Bastards, the Star Wars RPG show, we are all also a part of now, thanks to Scotty's guest appearance early this season. It takes place a few years before the events of The Mandalorian, so like the Imperial Remnant, Dawn of the New Republic era. Jerry plays a cuddly assassin droid named 4044 who recently learned how to cuss. Alden plays a scumbag Ithorian lawyer named Thobor Sheens. Dan Miller from Broaxium plays a kleptomaniac vagrant cyborg Gungan named Zuzo Yort, and I play a ex-inquisitor named Fabian Martel with a checkered past and complicated relationship with the Force. So tune in for that. Like Scotty alluded to earlier, we only have a couple episodes left in the season, and yeah, a little bit of sizzle. Boop recently was our latest guest character or guest player, who we are all actively campaigning for them to become a series regular, and we're waiting for Michael's response to that.
Yeah, I want Boop on full time.
GM. All that being said, Jared, I'm glad to know that you're so involved with so many things, and I really am so excited to see how Jerry's match goes. Jared, do you want to hype that up and kind of talk poorly so we can give Eli some material to work with?
Listen, all I gotta say is that every single one of you, almost every one of you, there's a few of you in the chat who made the right choice. But look, all of you voted against me in that damn poll. And I'm gonna make you fucking eat that shit. Okay, you're gonna eat it. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna love it. Everyone underestimates me. Everyone underestimates me. They think I don't do shit. The only place I don't do shit is here. This is the only place I don't do shit. Whenever I leave this, let the adult finish, please. Whenever I leave this dojo, I get off my ass. I do some shit. So
he does.
Listen, Alden's a friend. Alden's a friend. I respect him. I think he's a great competitor. But I'm gonna mop the floor with his fucking ass.
So here's if you want to hear from my perspective as the player in Epic Confrontations.
I have to go. We don't need your rambling. It's not about you.
All I'm saying is I don't know if you can beat Alden twice in one night. All I know is I don't know if you can beat Alden twice in one night.
All I know is I haven't. Also, anyway. Listen, if Alden has to prove his masculinity and play me twice, I guess he'll have to do it. So, it's whatever.
Well, the last thing I can say is that I love you all. And Jerry, what should everyone do?
I don't know. Stay bombad, you bastards.
Did you say impossible? Pasquale? Only kidding, Jackie. I've changed my tune because I finally thought of a possible dream that we can all share. What is it? Pasquale? It's a dream about a world when nobody is poor or sick or hungry.
Oh, now that's a dream we can make come true.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right.
As I point up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind.
I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top,
and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror.
Oh yeah,
I'm asking him to change his ways.
come on, change. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah,
I'm asking him to change his ways.
no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
Time for us to take a break, but we wouldn't dream of being gone for long. See you in a little bit.
This is not going to go the way you think.